what's the Stella?
Oh, the seaside lounge.
Yeah, there was a signboard that says rule number 5, only cats and dogs allowed. So I asked the waiter, why do you have to specify only cats and dogs? What other pets people try to bring? They brought a duck before.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah,
What's wrong with bringing a duck? Why can't you bring a duck?
I've never heard of anyone having a pet duck in
Oh my God,
Singapore.
I do. What? Like, I actually know someone who has.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Situation Report. I'm one of your hosts, Nisha. I'm joined by Carla and JK. Today we're diving into whether Singaporeans are good pet owners. Have you guys had pets before?
Always.
Always?
Always.
I used to have, when I lived with my brother, but then now I have my children.
Yes.
Oh,
are
right.
the biggest.
Pet or pests?
With the S. 2 S's.
Okay, I have a little
said
dog.
pests.
Yeah, that's why I said with the S. Yeah.
Oh, with the S.
With the S. Yeah.
And joining us on the sofa is Dr. Lin Anhui, a director from the Animal and Veterinary Service, or commonly known as AVS. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me here.
Is AVS under the government?
Yes, we're under the National Parks Board.
So, okay,
Not
correct
to
me.
be confused with NEA.
Oh, correct me if I'm wrong. If a snake appears in my house,
Yes.
do I call AVS?
Yes, you can.
Is that a hotline?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
I don't have the number in my
Okay.
head, but
Okay. But it's them.
1-800 something. So what do you guys do at AVS?
So for me personally, I'm from the Community Animal Management Division. So we mind the free roaming dogs and cats. So we have sterilization programs for them to make sure that they don't breed uncontrollably.
So you neuter and then release them?
Yes.
Oh,
It's a
amazing.
TNRM program, so Trap, Neuter, Release, Rehome, Manage program, or TNRM for short. So we capture them, sterilize them.
I have a very strange question. Now with the rise of otters, do we do that with otters as well?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Just for dogs and cats.
So otters are free to populate.
Yes, currently they are.
Wow.
But we are exploring ways, habitat modification,
Okay.
and so on.
I ask only because yesterday I was walking past Robertson Quay and there was like a whole family.
They moved to Robertson Quay.
There was so many of them just like rolling around, and they're huge.
Expat otters.
Yeah,
They
they were the
Robertson
fancy
Quay.
otters.
Wow.
They were by the bars.
Wow.
So do the monkeys come under AVS? No.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Wildlife
Okay,
does.
okay.
Yes.
I always call them macaque monkeys.
Long-tailed
Macaque, sorry.
macaques.
I'm sorry.
Macaque.
wrong
How you guys
pronunciation.
I got
Those we do
attacked?
sterilize.
Oh, you
Oh,
do?
you got attacked.
I was in uni in NTU, so it's surrounded by wildlife. And I came out of the shower in my towel, and it was in my room rummaging through my stuff. And then it like had stolen some things, and I was like, oh, like shoo, go away. And it like was baring its teeth at me. And then finally when I like coaxed it out of the door, so it was like a sliding window, I shut the window and it turned back and was like banging on the window and was like baring its teeth. Yeah, it was like
They're really smart. If they
They're
manage to
very
get hold of like a
smart.
Tupperware with food in it, they'll know how to
Yeah.
click open the lock and lock, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, to get the food inside.
So in the zoo, they have this macaque problem. I'm not sure if you know. I
Long-tailed
think you know
macaques,
about this,
yes.
right?
You've seen them
So,
with water guns?
oh yeah.
Yes.
The super soakers.
Yeah, they go around just like shooting them.
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
I want to sign up for this job. This seems really fun.
So about 2 years ago, I went with my daughter, so I was pushing the pram, and these macaques know what is like branded food. Because we had this Starbucks paper bag,
Oh, well.
and they knew how to go for that. So so I was taking a photo of my son, and I turned around, and then the macaque ran to the pram when my daughter was on, and they straight away snatched the Starbucks and ran up to have the croissant.
They know Singaporeans keep all the food in the pram.
They know.
Plastic
So I
bags,
get my
paper
daughter.
bags.
Okay, so macaques are not pets, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
They're
like,
wildlife, considered wildlife.
so people keeping illegal pets, exotic pets, does that also fall under your purview?
Yes, certainly.
What are some interesting things?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sugar gliders, very common.
Yes,
They
I've
are so
heard.
cute, furry.
I've heard.
They are like a little squirrel.
And they
It's
glide. They're
smaller.
like wee. They like.
That's illegal.
Like,
That's illegal.
Why is it illegal? It's like-
They are considered wildlife, so wildlife are not allowed as pets. Yeah.
Oh.
So pets are like domestic pets, dogs, cats, squirrels.
I was at what's the
fair.
Stella. You know Stella East Coast.
oh, the seaside lounge.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Yes.
And it's pet friendly. But then there was a signboard that says rule number 5 about bring pets, the 10 rules. rule number 5 is only cats and dogs allowed. So I asked the waiter, why do you have to specify only cats and dogs? What other pets people try to bring? They brought a duck before.
Oh, right.
What's wrong?
Yeah,
What's wrong with bringing a duck? Why can't you bring a duck?
Never heard of anyone having a pet duck in
Oh my God,
Singapore.
I do. What? Like, I actually know someone who has.
Wait, is that under wildlife or okay? Or is it domesticated?
That's considered poultry. Yeah.
So, okay.
So technically it's okay. You can keep up to 10 poultry in your house.
Including your neighbor.
Well, not in HDB if you have a private estate.
But you
yeah.
cannot bring it to Stella Seaside Lounge. Yeah. Sorry, please continue. Sorry. So I know it's random, but we're talking about what other pets?
Oh,
are-
other
Yeah,
exotic
so,
animals.
So small animals, you can rabbits, hamsters.
Okay,
for
what are
example,
some of the
guinea pigs?
the ones that you have caught people having that they're not supposed to have besides sugar
People love
gliders?
having tarantulas, snakes, reptiles.
Oh my God.
For frogs, there are only certain kinds of frogs you can keep. Green tree frogs, yeah. Turtles as well. People like keeping exotic turtles with fancy like markings on the shell.
Oh, like the star tortoise or
Star
something.
tortoise,
Those are not
that's-
allowed, right?
It's an
Are-
endangered
are-
species.
Are they not allowed to like apply for, let's say I want to keep like a python? Cannot apply for permit.
No, sorry.
Like strictly not allowed in Singapore.
You can work in the zoo maybe.
Oh.
I think it's also scary. Like, what if it escapes the python and it goes to like your neighbor's house?
Ah,
Then
yeah,
what?
right,
And
right,
I think
right,
they've got a small little dog and they eat the dog.
Oh, no, toy! Oh, no!
That's so scary.
I think apart from it being, a conservation issue, people also don't often know how to take care of wildlife.
Yes.
Right.
So they have very specific needs. So for example, reptiles, you need like UV light, you need certain diets. For snakes, they might need live food, live prey. Yeah. So it's really an ethical issue as well.
Yeah, and talking about not being able to take care of wildlife, some people don't even know how to take care of the domestic pets.
Exactly.
Right? So
Let's talk
we've
about that.
seen like animal cruelty and stuff like abandonment was the most common form.
For NParks, we investigate every case of animal cruelty and abandonment. And so far, between 2019 to 2024, the number of cases that we receive on cruelty and abandonment has been relatively consistent.
Okay.
Yeah. So every year, on average, we receive about 1,200 cases, and we investigate every one of them. But not all of them do result in an offence in animal cruelty and abuse. So there needs to be evidence, for example.
I think in the news as well, it comes out sometimes where like they leave the dog on the balcony and then they tie it up and you're just like, oh my goodness, if you're gonna do this to an animal, just don't have them. Like what? Why have it just to take your anger out on the animal who can't fight back in the first place? It's so cruel.
Can I ask, like, is there a place or where do you often see pets being abandoned? Let's say dogs and cats.
Okay, void decks are very common.
Oh, they just leave the dog in the void deck.
Oh, they just leave it there. For example, like cats are very often abandoned, but it's quite difficult to differentiate between a true case of abandonment and one where, the cat was lost, it escaped. Of course, if it's left there in a cage, in the void deck, and then there are CCTVs, we can get evidence of the abandonment. There also have been cases of hamsters being left, outside pet shops, outside vet clinics. Yeah, these are definitely abandonment.
What would you urge people to do then? Because say, for example, financially they cannot take care of the animal anymore. So instead of abandoning, what's the alternative?
There are many options to rehome the animal. You can reach out to your friends, your family. You can post online.
Okay.
You can also reach out to animal shelters and animal welfare groups who can help to take over the animal.
Okay.
That's a good question, actually. That's a good one.
Yeah, because I mean, there's some people that, like, I always hear these stories of like, oh, the owner passed away and the kids maybe cannot look after, so it'll fend for itself in the wild and somebody will pick it up, so I just chuck it downstairs. And I'm like, don't do that. This poor
Exactly.
animal doesn't know how to survive in the wild. It's been living in a home for its whole life.
And it is an offence under the Animals and Birds Act.
So what's the fine? What's the charge?
Abandonment is considered a failure in duty of care, which is one of the offences under Animals and Birds Act. So together with a failure to provide adequate shelter, food, water, failure to protect the animal from injury and disease. So all these can carry a maximum fine of up to $10,000
That's
or
too
a
little.
jail term.
Good.
A jail term of up to 12 months or both.
That's too little. That's too little.
We are reviewing that.
Has anyone been jailed for doing something like that before? Probably not, yeah? Yeah.
Jailed, I think so far based on our statistics, is more for intentional cruelty.
Like cruelty, not for
Yeah. So
that
abandonment.
guy who went
Cruelty is-
around with the cats, that cat killer.
Oh, that was like such a
I hope he got a really harsh penalty.
Can I ask, cats, like, there's a video I saw. I don't know, last year or the year before. Sorry, I shouldn't be, smoking or whatever. There's this secondary school boy who humped a cat. Was
It was a.
That was
Yishun?
investigated.
Was it
as well.
Yishun?
Everything's in Yishun, isn't
Yeah.
it?
No, I'm serious. What happened to the boy? I'm just curious. What happened to the? He told the cat, and he was like, and he was looking, and he like the cat. I was like, what is going on? Why am I watching? Like, I'm
Continue
serious.
to watch it.
What's it called? Bestiality. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
What is happening there? What is going on? What happened to the boy? Like, you can't say like.
I think it's still under investigation, if I'm not wrong.
What's that? Investigate the video was there. So it's just like
So we have to talk to
Right.
the witnesses, we
Ah,
have to
okay.
talk to the boy
Right,
as
right,
well, seeing what age he is. Yeah.
So for like
Ugh.
pet cats and dogs, are they microchipped or licensed?
Yes.
Okay.
It's compulsory for pet cats and dogs to
Right.
be microchipped for traceability.
Right.
So this
Okay.
is like in the case of a disease outbreak, we'll know where all these cats and dogs are being kept, so that we can further mitigate the spread of the disease. Yeah.
What is this
So
microchip?
so a microchip is like the chip the size
Yeah,
of
yeah.
a rice grain. It's really tiny and it's implanted under the skin of the cat or dog. Yeah.
All,
you can even
all home pets have that.
they should be.
Yeah.
Not all have them. I
Once
would
you're
say, but-
licensed,
Where? Which
So
part?
you
back
between the shoulder blades, yeah, exactly between
Ah,
of the back. So
I never knew that.
so it's kind of like contains like your IC number. You know how we all have our
Yeah,
ICs?
yeah.
So that chip contains like an IC number, so called, which you can then tag to the owner's details.
Yeah.
So if your cat gets lost, we can trace it back
In
to
the future, we'll have it right on the hand, they say.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Deet.
So that means if they get abandoned as well, we can trace them
exactly.
to.
Exactly.
I have a controversial question.
Ooh.
How do we feel about buying pets and spending thousands and thousands of dollars versus adopting the many animals that have been abandoned?
So personally, adopt. I would say that there are so many animals out there in shelters that need homes, and actually adopting a pet can bring a lot of other benefits that people might not realize. So, for example, pets in shelters tend to be a bit older, so you might not get all the young cute puppies, but because they are older, you have better understanding of their temperament,
Yeah.
their behavior. They are more chill,
Yeah.
they are at the stage of their life where they are more chill, right?
Yeah.
They are not so like energetic like puppies and kittens, which need a lot of attention and a
Yeah.
lot of socializing, a lot of training.
Yeah.
So in that sense, if you are also at the stage of your life where you are busy, you are working full time, for example, you might want to have a pet that is more chill, that you don't need to, spend so much time and attention on. But that's it, all pets need time and attention.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You were talking about how whether Singaporeans take care of their pets.
Yeah.
I know we can't generalize, but I saw a TikTok video recently. Have you heard of this pet childcare or pet daycare?
Pet
Oh, it's
Like-
been around for ages.
Yeah, that's
isn't
very
it?
popular.
No, it's ridiculous.
They make
no.
so much
No.
money.
So I saw a video where the dogs go there and then they read book, but picture book or don't know what all, and then they get it's like a childcare, but for pets.
They also have this dog bus where they come and pick up the dog
Yeah.
and then they go to the beach and then they go have fun,
It's
blah, blah, blah,
crazy.
and then they'll go home like a school bus and then drop them off
It's
one
like
by one.
usually it's the dinks who have it, right? Those people who
Double
don't
income, no kids. Yes.
Yeah, double income, no kids. It's like they don't want kids, so they see like their furry friends as their kids. They
Oh,
treat
it's like
them
people who put their dogs
babies.
in strollers.
I saw one on
I
Saturday.
see them all the time.
I don't have an issue with that because if you're treating the dog well as a human, then sure,
Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think a lot of Singaporeans are really pampering the pets. Like,
I think
really
they
amazing.
don't realize that maybe the dog actually wants to walk and sniff. I mean, of course, if there's a reason for the dog to be in the stroller- the dog's not dogging.
be a dog. And
For
also,
us.
like, I see them being dressed up and like these like really furry dogs being dressed up in clothes. I don't think that's okay, right? Because
No.
it must be really, really hard.
Yes.
And especially during festivities, festive periods like Chinese New Year, then you see all these like emperor dogs and they're like huskies and they are really not comfortable.
Correct. Or they're wearing the
Yeah.
booties and all. You're like, dude,
Exactly.
the dog has pads. It's meant to like grip. That's how it files its nails. Like what are you trying to do to this poor dog?
Yeah,
Like
like
that's
where-
the problem
yeah.
with like Singaporean owners. We like to humanize our pets. We dress them up. We put them on Instagram. We treat them like our kids, right? But they aren't kids. They are animals, and they do have certain behavior requirements, certain instinctive needs that they are dogs, right? They need to dog. They need to cat. So I think we often forget that we project our own wants and needs and desires on our pets.
That's very true. Especially like the little dogs in the bags. Have you seen those?
Oh my gosh.
Like suddenly she has this like huge bag and then she'll open it up and a little chihuahua jumps
Yes,
out.
yes.
Oh, I didn't see
So
that.
I actually have a Chihuahua for myself. And when I walk the Chihuahua, there are people who think I'm walking a cat. We joke that it's a cat dog. But yeah, I mean, it's so important, no matter how small the dog is, take them for walks. You know,
Yes.
my family, we like to joke that we take her around the neighborhood to get the latest on the news, you know, in the neighborhood, other dogs, where they've been, what they're doing.
Yeah.
All this is through the smells, the scents, and that's
Yeah.
so important for the stimulation of the dog. Yeah.
For sure. I think having a pet really helps regulate your emotions and your mental state. Like, I think that's why it's been so important for me to like have an animal presence in the house, whether it's a dog, a cat, a bird, it doesn't matter.
A child.
A child. No, the child is way more stressful than having an animal.
It's true.
It's a therapy.
100%. Yeah, yeah. At least the dog, once you've taken him for a walk, he's happy to like take a 1 hour nap. My son, you take him for a walk, he comes home, he's like, I'm hungry. And you're like, oh, here we go again.
My 2 dogs have been adopted. So my first dog was a Singapore Special. That was the first dog that we ever adopted. He was about 2 or 3. Major trauma. We don't know what happened, but he was very, very difficult to kind of manage at first. But then I feel like the thing about adopted dogs is that the bond that you grow with them is much stronger than a one that you would get when you buy, because you've gone through like that training and those additional kind of steps that you need to take to build that trust. So when you do actually, you know, when the dog does actually eventually trust you, it just feels so much more special,
Meaningful.
Yeah. And then our second dog was an ex-breeding dog, so she wasn't.
what's a breeding
she
dog?
wasn't used
Where
for
they
breeding.
use them to breed to sell the
Yeah.
puppies.
Oh, what?
And they're
was-
just
That's where you
machines.
get your puppies from.
yeah.
They, like at puppy mills, they just overbreed them, and like the dog is blind, it's got a bad back, and they're just breeding them, breeding
yeah,
them.
that's when
male
it's
or-
done wrong.
Are they male or
Terrible.
female?
You need both.
Yeah, right.
Yes, JK.
Follow question.
So she was 2 years old, and then the breeder didn't say why, but he said we don't want her anymore. So he gave her to the shelter, and then we just adopted her from the shelter. But this is what she used to look like when we first got her.
Oh no! I cannot see all these things. You know.
What?
Like,
No,
I
no,
can
no, it's
see,
okay.
I can
It's-
see
no,
an
no, no,
adult
it's not
human
like-
being whacked in MMA, but I cannot see pets.
It's
being-
not
I
like
can't
bad
watch
or
animal
anything.
abuse or.
She was
just
just
okay,
really
what?
thin.
Oh, just cute lah. Okay,
yeah,
what?
so she had. We didn't even actually know what breed she was.
what is this,
We were
huh?
just like, she's.
Look like a
we'll just
racing
take her.
dog.
That's probably why they didn't want to breed
And then
from
this is
her.
her now.
Amazing.
So we found out she's a golden doodle.
It's a totally different dog.
Exactly.
Scrolling. Hold on. That looks like a.
Yeah, they
This
did
is
shave
very-
her.
That's a
So they
totally
shaved
different
her so
dog.
it's easier to clean her and all that kind of stuff. But she was very like, she couldn't walk properly. I think
Yeah.
her hind legs were quite weak,
Yeah.
maybe because
Yep.
of where like the cage that she was in or something. So it took maybe about a whole year to like really like
Sure.
physiotherapy her. But yeah, I feel like she's like fine now. She's still a bit shy, but it's that moment where like, you know, you create that bond with the dog, like knowing that she went through all of that, but she's safe now.
Can I
love that.
ask? Like, I always hear how expensive it is to have pets. People don't realize the cost.
It's
Can
a
you-
huge financial
Yeah.
commitment.
Can you tell us more?
I think it's not just the initial cost of buying, whether if you're buying, of
Or
course, or
adopting.
even if you're adopting, there's an adoption fee usually. And people don't think about after that the cost of bringing them up.
Can you
obviously.
have a rough
food-
number? Yep.
Oh, I wouldn't have a
Okay,
number
rough
because it
amounts.
really
Okay.
depends on the species,
Right.
the breed, the size. But you need to think about their food, their enrichment, so their toys, puzzles. For cats, you need cat condos, litter trays.
What's a cat
litter-
condo?
Oh, like a big post for them to scratch. Yeah, to
If
maintain
not,
their
you'll scratch the
nails.
sofa.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it needs to be tall enough so the cat can fully stretch its back. If not, it's too small, right? And even for like a hamster, you know, people give hamster wheels, but often it's too small, like those you see at the pet shops. It should be large enough so that the hamster, when it runs, its back is straight. Yeah, so it doesn't get back.
I never knew that.
Exactly. And hamsters run so much. They run like 8 km a night. Yeah, like a mini athlete. Yes. In the wild, they do because that's how they hunt and forage.
I
Not
cannot
hunt, forage.
imagine. I cannot imagine a hamster in the wild. I'm sorry. Like
No.
the idea.
8 km a night, and
That's
then they're
more
still so
than-
fat. So
That's because
running
they're
doesn't help, guys.
overfed.
Running doesn't help.
So you shouldn't feed them just sunflower seeds, for example. That's a high-fat diet.
Right.
I just wanted to round back to what you said about breeding because I'm glad you mentioned about ex-breeder dogs and stuff. And it's really important for people to know where they are getting their
Yes.
breeding dogs
Yes.
from,
Yeah.
rather their puppies from.
Yeah.
So I think looking up the kind of breeder, what first of all, it should be a licensed breeder.
Yeah.
If you are commercially breeding an animal, be it dog, cat, you need to have a license to do so in that premises, and AVS gives that license. So, for example, the commercial breeding of pets in homes is not allowed. It's actually illegal, and lots of pet owners in Singapore like to get their pets from home breeders. Yeah, so that's actually illegal. You don't know where exactly these breeders got their animals from, be it the parents or be it the puppies. For example, did they smuggle it from Malaysia and then pass it on to you as a homebred puppy, right? And that poses a risk of diseases like rabies, for example. So always check the source of the animals. You can ask the breeder about its parents, like show me the mum, right? Show me the one that's given birth to these puppies. You can also find out like what sort of conditions they were bred in. Were they given their vaccinations? Were they socialized? I think socialization is a really important part as well.
Right.
That they are not just bred and put in a cage and fed and watered and that's it. Because they need, like people, they need socialization.
And I think also after they're born, they need to have time with their mother. Like you can't remove
Exactly.
the puppies or the kittens straight away. Like they need to wean, they need to like, fully develop first.
Yes.
Before like after 2.5 months, maybe then they are put up for adoption or whatever.
Yeah, so these are really important questions to ask. And you as the buyer, you have a right to ask all these questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, the breeder shouldn't be breeding from like, if they know that their parents has got certain hereditary disease, they shouldn't be breeding from those parents.
Okay.
If it passes the disease. down.
So I have a question. So the last dog I had, I got from Voices for Animals. He wasn't a breeding dog. He was an abandoned, neglected dog. But Voices for Animals, for those of you who don't know, is a wonderful organization, right, that rescues a lot of ex-breeding dogs. When you look at the condition of some of these dogs, it's so bad. It like they are blind. They have like spinal issues. Like maybe they're missing a leg, but they have been bred to the point of like depletion.
Oh,
Do they come from licensed breeders?
They may or may not. It's hard to say now. But for sure, I think we have a big spectrum of breeders, and there are those that put more effort and investment into caring for their breeding animals, making sure they get proper vet care, making sure that they have socialization, treating the diseases as and when they come up. And then there are those, of course, that you don't see all these things happening because they're not selling the parents, they're selling the puppies.
But how do you license people like that if that is the condition of the parents that they have?
Yeah, so we do have regular inspections of all our licensed breeders. We also have some licensing conditions that they need to be upheld to.
Okay.
So, for example, they shouldn't inbreed as well.
Yeah.
But these like
what is in
Inbreeding?
Dog,
Siblings.
incestuous
Or
like,
mom and son.
dogs
And
also
then,
got this kind of issue.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can get like
They come out blind. They
Sorry,
come
I
out with
didn't know
spinal
that.
issues. Yeah.
Oh.
But these unethical practices that these breeders do, it's also fueled by the demand for these
Yep.
like designer breeds.
It's
and
a
stuff, right?
vicious cycle, really.
Yeah.
And also because they charge one puppy for like $5,000 and they're like,
it's
wow,
mad. Yeah.
amazing. This
Oh,
dog
it can
gives
go
birth
up to
to
10
six.
or 12.
Yeah, now I think it's
So
crazy.
does that mean so let's say I'm paying $10,000, does that assure that the breeding was done in like
Nope,
Oh, no.
you know what I mean? Like
you
in
never
a
know.
sustainable whatever way. No, right?
not at all.
You have to ask the questions.
Okay.
You have to
saw-
ask for the evidence. So
Right.
ask to see the pictures, for example, or the photos or the videos of the breeding area.
I saw on TikTok live, like someone was like, showing the dogs that they are like, I don't know if they're selling or breeding.
Selling puppies on
Is it
TikTok
allowed?
Live?
Is it allowed?
That's crazy.
It's not allowed, right? What's going on? Yeah, I'm serious. I saw this guy's like, I was like, what? I was like, he's holding all the little puppies. You can contact me or whatever. Then they move. I'm like, what's going on?
So did they put like the breeding license number?
no, I never. I
No?
just scrolled like, oh,
So some of the things you can ask is for their breeding license number,
Oh.
whether or not they are licensed by AVS.
now
to-
call my friend from ABS to go and inspect you.
Exactly. Don't give them the heads up though.
So if so if they refuse to give the license number, can you report them?
yes, and you should. Because there would be a reason why maybe they don't have the license.
So
number.
that's something
Or
they
they
are
are not
supposed to
authorized.
disclose whenever someone asks.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Very good. Take note, everyone. If you see like people being shady, report them.
Yeah. But okay, so going back to whether Singaporeans are good pet owners, I think no. And here's why. Okay, so in my area, usually when I take my dog for a walk, I feel like most of the time the dogs are being walked by domestic helpers. And I understand maybe it's, in the middle of the day or whatever, but even at night or in the morning, they're being walked by the domestic helpers. And I feel like sometimes owners will get the dog and then they'll be like, okay, now it's my domestic helper's duty to take care of it. And then like the domestic helper's like, I have no say in this and I have no choice.
It's a Singaporean thing. Like 90%, no, say 90%. I'm giving rough numbers here of the Singaporean children are being raised by domestic helpers. So isn't that the same thing? What the father only, come, let's have dinner together. But after that, the showering or whatever else. So
I guess it was really the pet owner's decision to get a pet.
Right.
So if you don't have the time, if you don't have the energy, the finances to look after a pet, just don't get a pet. Get a stuffed toy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, get a virtual pet.
I think the people in my area are pretty nice. I always see like families with their kids walking the dog and all that. And I'm like, wonderful, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The thing that gets me is people who don't pick up the dog shit.
Oh, yes, that's very irresponsible.
I'm like, dude,
so
you walk your dog
annoying.
here every day. Why would you leave it here? Because your poor dog is going to step in his own shit at some point.
Yeah. No, it's
I don't understand that. It's not fertilizer. We're not fertilizing the ground here. You just pick
And there's
it
so
up.
many signs that say like what the fines are and stuff, and people still don't want to hold like
Yes.
a plastic bag or like a newspaper to just
Something, just pick
it
it
up.
up and chuck it. Like, it's fine. Your dog is supposed to poop there. I get it. But clean it up.
Exactly.
It's a fine. You get fined for that, right?
Yes, but that's actually under NEA, the National
Oh.
Environment
Oh.
Agency, because
Sorry,
it's
guys.
considered litter.
It is
No, but
litter
for
though.
sure, still report them. Take photos, evidence, the time of day. Ideally a photo of the owner, and then report them. Yeah.
Should there be mandatory pet ownership courses?
There is already actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So we have a mandatory online pet ownership course for dogs and cats.
Okay.
So if you're a first-time dog or cat license applicant, you have
Yeah.
to do this. It's half an hour. It's available in multiple languages, and it's free, and it's online. And you don't even have to be a pet owner to do it. So all of us, can just do the course
Do you need to do that when you are buying or adopting an animal?
before. Yeah. So
Before.
before you apply for the license, you need to do the course.
What if I like a fish from a HDB shop?
It's just for dogs and cats.
Oh, sorry.
For
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Some people buy the.
But you should definitely read
take
up on
care
the
of
fish that you're
Hey,
intending to
fish
buy.
also, homeowners are
Yeah.
crappy. They release them in like the ponds
Oh,
and the
yes.
parks. The turtles also, they put them there.
Flush down the toilet bowl. We've
Flush
heard
down
all
the
those
toilet
stories.
bowl.
Who does
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Who does that?
Yeah, we have
my
like
God.
Godzilla living in our drainage system somewhere, just feeding off of garbage.
And like red-eared sliders, the little terrapins. I think we've all owned them when we were
Yeah,
young,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so many people abandon them, release them into the ponds, thinking that they will have a better life there. But really, that's abandonment. Yeah.
Right.
That's horrible. And I'm sure it
no.
messes with like
The
the
native biodiversity.
exactly.
yeah, because it's not supposed to be there.
And they live such a long time. I think people see, well, first of all, it's probably the cheapest pet that you can get at a pet shop. It's just a couple of dollars.
yeah.
And it's so small. And we see many cases where these terrapins are kept in like pails, basins.
Yes.
No filter, no clean water.
Yep.
No UV light. Yeah. No basking platform. So when we talk about whether Singaporeans are good pet owners, I think they may not intentionally be cruel, but there are so many things that they're unaware or uneducated on.
Yeah.
And they don't make the effort to learn more.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there should be like, is there like a portion in the pet ownership course that shows like, that asks how financially capable you are? Because if
there
your
are.
pet becomes sick, are you like, if your dog has cancer or something, are you going to
exactly.
be able to provide
Exactly.
for your dog?
Yes.
So are there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
we do talk about financial commitments.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
time
okay.
commitments.
And also, you have to remember the animal lives long.
It does.
You know, they're
Yes.
going to live for like 15 years,
Yeah.
sometimes 20 years. The cat lives till
Exactly.
20. And are you going to abandon it
And
when it's
even
old? Or
for parrots, some parrots can live up to 80 years. old.
Exactly, yeah.
It's almost like you have to think about your next generation.
Exactly. Who's going to
Taking
take
care of them.
over?
So
You know,
Parrots can live to 80.
Yes.
Yes. And they're highly, highly intelligent.
And they like bond with you. They are like
Yes.
part of your family.
Wow.
You need to interact with them daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
didn't
could
know that.
outlive you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it will.
It can outlive all of us. Yes.
But birds are so smart. So I had a sun conure for a while, and
Sorry, what?
a sun conure.
What's that?
They're like a little parrot.
Okay.
A
They're
little
very-
yellow thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I specifically got that breed because I wanted a parrot that was very interactive, that would like hang out with me because I love spending time with my animals, right? Like if I go somewhere, they're gonna come with me, and like we're just gonna hang out together. When I got pregnant, I think she was the first one to know. And she would always hang out near me and like, so she's always out of her cage unless it's nighttime, then I'll put her in. She'd always like to sleep on my tummy. And she'd like put her ear there and then just like listen to whatever the baby was doing. And she was so sweet about it.
my God.
It was incredible.
Animals just have that
Yeah.
like extra sense of,
Yeah.
they just know what's up.
Yeah.
Like if you're sick,
Yeah.
if something's wrong,
They
they'll
know.
just come up to you and like,
know.
they just know.
That's why there's this thing with animal therapy or animal assisted activities, because they can sense and understand a lot more than what we give them credit for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they provide a lot of reassurance, a lot of support, comfort, especially for those people who might be more vulnerable, not able to express themselves, or socially awkward, and so on.
Yeah.
So when it comes to pet ownership, I guess overall, just to wrap this up, are there any, in your opinion, any legal, cultural, educational things that need to be changed or need to be worked on when it comes to pet ownership?
So for sure now, currently we are reviewing the penalty framework under the Animals and Birds Act. I think there have been a lot of calls for stronger deterrent measures. And so currently there are two under the offences under the Animal and Birds Act. It can be animal cruelty. So animal cruelty is really if there's a rash or unreasonable act which causes pain and suffering, or pain or suffering to an animal. So this one already carries up to, well, for first-time offenders, up to $15,000 or up to 18 months jail term or both. And for repeat offenders, it will be double that, so up to $30,000 or up to 3 years or both.
Jack caning, you know,
Jail.
for the animal abusers.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
As-
rotan.
when it's intentional, like intentional abuse, and there's always been this link between animal abuse and then eventually going off and like hurting people, right? Like that's where it starts because
Because that's their testing bed.
correct. You take a prey that cannot fight back, and then eventually you up your game a little bit. So I think the deterrence needs to be like really strong.
Yeah, so we are reviewing that, and we are in consultation with our stakeholders like animal welfare groups, pet owners,
Yes.
pet shops, and veterinarians. Yeah, so we really need to make sure it's a proper deterrent and a proper punishment.
Yes.
Yeah. So other things, for example, if it's not considered an offence, we also do advise pet owners on responsible pet ownership. So how to provide proper housing, diet, care for their pets. A lot of what you mentioned, which don't seem to occur naturally to pet owners, even though they chose to be a pet owner. So we might issue letters of advisories in these cases.
Okay.
Do you seize animals?
We do, yes, we do. Where there is reason and evidence to do so, and we need to take them into our custody, we do so, yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes, thank God.
Another aspect of responsible pet ownership is ensuring that you sterilize your dogs and cats. So this is to ensure that they don't, breed undesirable breeding. They don't contribute unnecessarily to the population. And it also has health benefits for the dogs and cats. For example, they have lower risk of getting certain cancers. Cats will be less likely to roam, caterwaul, urine marking, and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when I adopted my dog Suki, we had to sterilize her only like to be able to adopt her.
Yeah.
That was the condition.
Exactly.
So that's also something that is
You can sterilize them from 6 months of age generally. And if you sterilize them, you get a one-time, lifetime license.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lin, for joining us on the show. I think we all learnt quite a bit. And for those of you watching, please, please, please do the research before you get a pet. And we urge you to adopt rather than buy. But make sure that you do the proper research. Yeah, because you're giving a pet a home. Okay, that's the situation report. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
See ya.